Alrighty. So what's going on, YouTubers? I've been getting a lot of questions about how I did my Bane outfit, particularly my mask. That's been what I've been hearing most people ask me about. But I've got a couple people asking me about my vest, and so I'll be posting a couple videos about how I made those. And I'll just start out by saying that my methods probably aren't the easiest way or the most accurate way of doing it, but I think they turned out pretty well, and I've been getting a pretty good amount of compliments about it, and I really enjoyed playing the character. So I'm gonna try and help you guys out because it was actually pretty. The vest wasn't too bad. It was just adding a lot of stuff onto it, but my mask was pretty complicated, and the hardest part was pretty much planning it out and thinking about how I'm going to do it. Okay, before I do that, I'm just going to apologize. This is my first video, so I don't know any good editing software or anything like that. So if I mess up or repeat myself, then sorry, I'm going to apologize right now. But if you guys know anything, go ahead and throw that in the comments. Also, I will be including a lot of links to useful stuff, like I found a pair of pants that are pretty much perfect for them. I didn't use them, but they are pretty much spot on to that. So I'll include that. I'll include the link to my vest as well, or pictures and stuff like that. Okay, so enough with that. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this is it. It really, some parts of it weren't really too bad, particularly the mask, well, the actual nose piece part. That wasn't too bad, but it all kind of, it was, the headpiece was definitely troubling. So I'll start out by saying, or going with the mask. The mask, this part right here, that was made from a Respirator. Construction guys use them, or like people that work on houses and stuff, because it's just one of those respirators where you got the little, you can see right here, these little circles up in here. Those are where the filters are going to go for them, for like dust or paint or mold, depending on what mask you get, whatever. I've just bought the cheapest one, so that's entirely up to you. And I was also trying to get a smaller size because his actually fits pretty closely against his face, and I was trying to do that pretty accurately. So I tried to find the smallest and slimmest mask that I could find. I got mine at Home Depot. Pretty much any hardware place is going to have them. And I bought this stuff called Aves Cliche. That's the brand name. I could put that in the comments as well. Because just the kind of design and the shape of the mask when you buy them, I didn't like it exactly. So I bought that stuff. It's clay and it air hardens, so it's durable stuff. I mean, I've dropped this mask, and it's been pretty well. You don't have to stick it in the oven, which I did not want to do because I didn't want to risk melting the rubber, because this back here is all like rubberized. And so that was kind of the first step, actually, I guess you could say, would be removing anything that you're not going to use. So that consisted of the filters, and then the straps that came with it. Those aren't Bane accurate straps at all, so I just completely got rid of them. And that's pretty much it for that. For the sculpting part of it, you got to look at pictures a lot, because that's going to help immensely when you're working on this. So I used reference pictures, and I kind of sculpted the way I thought it would look, put certain grooves in certain spots. I don't know how well you can see it. I don't really have like professional lighting, or even, I just, whatever. So when I was sculpting, I took bendy straws. I got some from my my grocery store, and then I've got some from fast food places, because they tend to be thicker, because these down here are parts of bendy straws, and these are like just straight straws that are a little bit thicker. So I just used that, and when the clay was hardening, I would just kind of stick it. I got the shape beforehand, so that way I wasn't like freaking out sitting there trying to bend it while I was building it. So bend these beforehand to the shape that you like, and kind of position them where you think they will go. And at least that's what I did. Once again, there's probably an easier way. The easiest thing you could do is just completely sculpt the head mask thing and pour silicone and latex or whatever. I don't know how to do that, so if you can do it that way, that's what I've seen the best masks look like. Those are going to give you the most accurate results. Anyways, so yeah, just these are bendy straws. These are all different straws. One thing I'll point out too is, I don't know if you can see it, but right down in here, there's a little hole that you can breathe out of. So if people are worried about, oh, like how hard is it? It's not hard to breathe. It's hard to talk out of. There's a lot of people that I had to repeat whatever I said to them because it's very muffled, and I can actually kind of feel where Tom Hardy's coming from because Bane, nobody could really understand me. I would have to shout, and then I still feel like people were just kind of like going with it, like, oh yeah, yeah, and just agreeing, even though they didn't know what I was saying. So that's kind of the downside to this whole project. So, I mean, I looked at pictures and I got an accurate look to it, but still, I kind of had to add some pipes like these two here. I kind of added those because it would just be too wide open that it didn't look right. So, I mean, it's not entirely accurate, but it represents it pretty well, I think. And for these up here, these are attached to the rubber. So what you're going to have to do if you attach to rubber, because you can't just put cliche over it because these things, this isn't like a solid object. Underneath here, it's kind of plasticky, so it's got a good foundation for you to build on. But over here, it's kind of rubbery and squishy, so it's going to move. And as soon as it moves, that clay is just going to crack off. So what I did was I did a little bit of looking around, and I tried this stuff called E6000. This is one of my tubes that I've left. I used probably 3 or 4 on this entire mask. This stuff is a lifesaver for something like this. It's actually a jewelry glue compound, whatever you want to call it. And you can find it, I mean, it'll be at like your Hobby Lobby or like fabric stores and stuff like that. Just check out like the jewelry section. It's like $5 a bottle. It's a little expensive, but it works beautifully. This stuff, I mean, these are attached to the nose piece on the rubber part, and those things are not coming off. I had to use that to attach the headpiece down under in here, inside the mask. I had to attach these objects in the back here. I use that to attach these straps up here. Just pretty much, seriously, everything on this mask is used through E6000. Stuff's marvelous. So I guess that's pretty much the mask. Of course, you guys can ask questions because I'm probably missing something, especially within the time. I was hoping to get under 10 minutes, but I keep kind of rambling. So I'll try and speed this up a little bit. This part back here, the straps, these were the hard part. Just to kind of give you an idea, I actually drew this wrong. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. This is kind of the general shape you're going to have to cut out, with this being the nose piece up here. So that's kind of the general shape that I used. Of course, I had to refine it just to get like the exact look that I wanted. And the hardest part about this is getting it to form to my head because it kept wanting to pinch up here, and I didn't like that. So you're going to have to play with it, and it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. This fabric down here, this is all one piece, this headpiece. So that's going to give you some strength, and that'll be kind of important, I think, if you're going to build it. And this stuff down here, this is foamy. It also attaches in the back right there, just on that one side. This other side's glued, but I just want it to be stronger. So this, it's like this weird foamy, it's kind of squishy, like spongy. And Velcro obviously sticks to this side. That was kind of an accident, but it worked out pretty well. So you can probably see it's got Velcro on the inside there. And so it just attaches to my, like when I put it on my head, I just kind of stick my finger inside there and like attach it when it's on my face, and it works out fine. And then you just cut out the holes there for the effect. But if you look, you can kind of see that this material up here is different than this material down here. What I did was I took like a leather pleather fabric, and you can get some spray at AutoZone or like car places where you can spray 2 fabrics onto each other, and this stuff works very well. It looks like a spray paint can. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what it is. I borrowed it from a friend, so I can't really help you there, but I know it's going to be at a place like that where it's like auto maintenance crap. And let's see, these tubes, I mean, that's kind of how the mask looks. Is he's got some like weird piping up there, and I got that at Ace Hardware. You can like cut your own lengths of like pneumatic tubing or whatever it's for. but I just cut like a couple yards off of it. And I got the smallest one that they had just because that would fit the mask the best. They've got bigger sizes, but whatever. Jesus, it's taking forever. Okay, so this right here, like these little straps up here, I painted those, but they're actually masking tape. They wouldn't stay on, so once again, E6000. But I didn't know anything better to do for that, so that was kind of a last minute thing, like, oh, let's just do masking tape. In the back here, this is all dollar store stuff. You can tell this is a comb probably. And this other side here was a comb that I put paper over it just so it didn't look like two combs glued back to each other. And this right here is part of a, it's like a shoe insert for high heels for women, so that way they don't get blisters on the back of their heels. It's kind of spongy. Well, E6000. And this right here is one of those, it's one of those lawn ornaments that it kind of like, it shrinks and grows, and it spins, and it's like a rainbowy thing, and the way it spins is it just kind of gives it like a growing effect. It's rainbow, and like the different layers just keep getting like, I don't know how to explain it. They spin with the wind, but anyways, this is just like the most center piece of it, and when you slim it down that much, then it's going to be flat, and it's not going to be that like spinning sphere shape or whatever. Okay, so I hope this all fits on YouTube because I can't cut it out. But I hope I hit everything with the time. Like I said, I'm going to be throwing a vest on it. Please leave questions. It's kind of hard to explain through text. So I was trying to make a video for you guys to help you out. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I've only made 2 costumes, and this mask was harder than my other Thor last year that I wore for my convention. And you just need a lot of patience for the headpiece. That's the biggest thing, is just getting that to shape to your head. The nose piece isn't a problem. Yeah, just find some fabrics that like Joann's for the headpiece and bendy straws. And I think that pretty much hits it. If you do it properly, you won't have to do what I did, and I kind of had to cut this and pull it up to tighten it, and that's what that little seam is right in there, because that wouldn't have fit my head the way I wanted it to, so I had to kind of tighten it. And yeah, I think that pretty much hits it. Like I said, leave questions, you can rate it, go ahead and criticize me if you want, because I've never made a video, so try and give me some useful input, I guess. I'll send up a video of my vest and I'll link it to it, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helps.